Hello everyone, I'm Kajal, and in the last video we were discussing about the respiratory system. In this video we are going to continue with that chapter. In the last video we have discussed about the respiratory organs as well as the passage of the air. In this video we are going to discuss about the mechanism of the breathing. Mechanism of breathing, what do you mean by mechanism of breathing? It involves the two parts, inhalation and exhalation. Breathing, in the first video also I told you that breathing is only involved with the exchange of gases, taking in oxygen, giving out carbon dioxide, or taking in air or giving out air. So that is the breathing process only. In this video we will discuss about this term. So mechanism of breathing involves two parts, inhalation or exhalation. Inhalation means taking in air. Why we are using the air term instead of oxygen and the other thing? Because you know that the air that we are inhaling, in that air no doubt more oxygen content is present, but along with the oxygen some other gases also we are inhaling. So that's why we are using this term, that we are inhaling air and exhaling air instead of carbon dioxide or oxygen content. So inhalation, exhalation, giving out the air and taking in the air. Let us discuss their differences. First, inhalation or breathing in. It refers to the taking in air of air from the atmosphere. Exhalation, it refers to the giving out of air from the lungs. Next, in the inhalation, what is happening? Ribs moves outward, means they are moving outward and giving the space to the lungs for the air to enter in the lungs. So it is responsible to increase the capacity of the lungs to enter the air, to accommodate the air. Next one, in the exhalation, ribs moves down and the inward. Why that way? Because the air have to exhale now, have to come out now. Next, diaphragm contracts and move down and flattens. That is during the inhalation, diaphragm contract and move down and flattens for the increase of the space. And in the during the exhalation, diaphragm relaxes and move up to the original curved position. I had shown you already the position of diaphragm during inhalation and during the exhalation. Next, space in the chest cavity increases during the inhalation, means in the chest cavity space increases for the accommodation of the more air. Exhalation, space in the chest cavity decreases because now air comes out. In the during the inhalation, air rushes into the lungs. Air is entering to lungs. During the exhalation, air rushes out to the lungs. Next, during the inhalation, lungs get filled with the air, and during exhalation, lungs reduce in size and air goes out. Next one, in the inhalation, what are the components of the inhaled air? No doubt that inhaled air rich in oxygen, but instead of oxygen also it is having some other components. So in the inhaled air, the composition of the inhaled air is oxygen 21%, carbon dioxide 0.04%, nitrogen 79%. That's why I told you we are using this term, that we are inhaling air and exhaling air instead of taking in oxygen or giving out carbon dioxide, or inhaling oxygen or exhaling carbon dioxide. So during the exhalation, what are the composition of the exhaled air? Oxygen 16.4%, carbon dioxide 4.4%, and nitrogen 79% again. So that is the composition of the inhaled air and exhaled air, and this is the difference between inhalation and the exhalation. Next, we are going to discuss about the breathing rate. Now, what do you mean by breathing rate? It refers to the number of times a person breathes in a minute. Okay, that is known as a breathing rate. A person breathes how many times in a minute, that is known as the person's breathing rate, and in a normal adult that is 15 to 18 breaths per minute. So breathing rate of an adult person or a healthy person is 15 to 18 breaths per minute. A breath means one inhalation and one exhalation, that is known as a breath. One inhalation, one exhalation. Breathing rate is directly related with the oxygen required by the body, and increases the body activity means increases the amount of the oxygen required, because it is directly related with the oxygen that we are inhaling, and by that way what is happening, breakdown of our food takes place in our body, and during that breakdown of the food, energy is released in our body, and that energy is responsible for our whole metabolic activities, for our walking, for our talking, for our speaking also. So by that way it requires the oxygen for our other activities too. Breathing rate during the exercise or running is 20 to 25 breaths per minute. Why so? Because during that activity our blood rate as well as the blood pressure is increasing, so breathing rate is also increases during that activity. Breathing rate during sleep or even the Dawson's, that is 12 to 14 breaths per minute. It is decreasing during the sleep, because we are in the rest position at that time, as well as sometimes when you are becoming unconscious, then also your breathing rate slows down, and that is a kind of disorder also, and that is happening. Next, during an activity, not does the breathing rate becomes faster, but breathe also become deeper to inhale more oxygen with the breath, and breathing rate is increasing. Why so? Because during that activities our body need more energy, due to that our breathing rate increases to give the more energy to our body for that activities. Breathing rate while walking is 15 to 18 per minute, normal breathing rate while walking. While running it is 20 to 24 per minute. While sleeping or dawsiness it is 12 to 14 per minute. It is decreasing, as we have discussed already. Next we are going to discuss about the exchange of gases in the air sacs or in the lungs. How the exchange of gases takes place in the air sacs. Air sacs, as I told you, that are present in the lungs, and about 300 million air sacs are present in our lungs, and that are responsible for the exchange of gases. The the inhaled air that we are inhaling, along with that inhaled air we are inhaling oxygen, much oxygen, and that oxygen is fused with going to our air sacs, and from that air sacs with the help of blood. Okay, in our blood means in the blood there three type of cells are present: RBC, WBC and blood platelets. And if we talk about the RBCs, in the RBCs of human blood the hemoglobin is present, iron rich pigment is present. That hemoglobin is taking that oxygen, and that oxygen it is taking along with it to the whole parts of the body, and from there what is happening, that oxygen is going to the cells of our body, and their cellular respiration takes place, means that food content is breaking down in the parts, and during that breakdown energy is released in our body, and along with that energy carbon dioxide is also generating. So again that blood is taking that carbon dioxide and giving it to the air sacs, and from the air sacs again it is taking that reverse pathway, and by the help of nostrils that air comes out from our body. So by that way air is entering to our body and fusing with the air sacs, and from the air sacs it is going to our cells, and their cellular respiration takes place, and afterward by reverse path the carbon dioxide is coming out from our body. So this is the exchange of gases that takes place in the air sacs. So I hope that you have understood about it. Next we are going to discuss about the overview of the respiratory process, but beforehand they have given you few activities. Okay, in the first activity they have given you to identify that the exhaled air contains the carbon dioxide. They have taken one experiment. In that experiment they have shown you that while exhalation the carbon dioxide is coming out from our body. How we are able to test it? Take freshly prepared lime water in a test tube. Okay, lime water they have taken in the test tube. Afterward dissolve in that lime water. How we are able to prepare the lime water? By dissolving calcium hydroxide in the water. Dissolve calcium hydroxide in the water, and that will be the lime water. Afterward take a straw and blow in it. Okay, what happen when you blow in the test tube? Ultimately or immediately that lime water turns milky. Okay, why it turns milky? Because of the presence of the carbon dioxide. It is a very easy test to test that whether the carbon dioxide is present or not. Whenever the carbon dioxide is present in the air, lime water turns milky. So that is the representation that the air contains the carbon dioxide, and by that way we came to know that the air we have exhaled in the along that air we are exhaling out, or we are giving out the carbon dioxide. Next activity is to count the number of breaths in a minute. You are easily able to do it. How you are able to count the number of your friends, and they had given you the activity just to count the number of breaths of your friend, one inhalation, one exhalation. If they will show you, means by that way, by the counting process, you are able to see that how many countings are there. They have given you one observation too. They have given the two names of the students, Omkar and Anant. Breathe per minute, Omkar 15 breaths per minute and Anant 16 breaths per minute. But you are able to observe it on yourself also. So try this activity on yourself or with your friend. To observe breathing rate under the different conditions. So it is you are able to measure your breathing rate the same way in the different activities, while walking, while running, while climbing, or while going to the upstairs. So do it and afterward record your breathing rate. You came to know that what is the effect of your activities on your breathing rate. Next, to prepare a model and demonstrate the mechanism of breathing. Here they had shown you one model, how we are able to, they have prepared a model of lungs by using balloons, by using a bottle, okay, plastic bottle. You are also able to make it. It is very simple way. We are using the balloons, straw, okay, tape, cello tape and the other tape, and one bottle, plastic bottle. The cold drink bottles are coming, that plastic bottle we are taking, we are cutting it from the down. Afterward what we are doing, I will show you by the diagram. Cut that bottle from down, okay. This is your bottle. Cut it from the down and attach here one balloon with the cello tape. Afterward use one straw, okay, and two more straws take and attach these two straws with this one straw. By this way make it 3 straws you have to take, and you have to attach the 3 straws like this way. Afterward attach one balloon on these 2 straws and keep this apparatus in the bottle, okay. Like this way your model will be prepared. Afterward tight it from here, means apply something and tight it so that the air will not be able to pass in it. What will happen when you will pull this rubber, okay, and the air will be added in the balloons. When you will pull it, the air ultimately will fill in these balloons, and the size of these balloons will become increased due to the filling of the air. And when you will release it from here, these will come in its original position. This is the same process of the lungs, or the breathing process that takes place in our lungs. Whenever the air inhale in our body, take it as a diaphragm sheet. Diaphragm sheets flattens in that way due to the to give the space to the lungs for the entry of the air, and it is flattened in that sense and air is filled in the lungs. Afterward what is happening, when you will release it, the air will come out from the lungs and they will come in its original position, and the diaphragm will go to the curved state. So by this activity you are able to see the passage of the air in the lungs and how the lungs are performing their function during the inhalation and exhalation. Next we are going to discuss about the smoking damages the lungs. How the smoking damages the lungs and what is their effect. Smoking is very harmful to the health as well as it damages the lung tissues. The breathing becomes very difficult and the person may suffer from the persistent cough, and it can even lead to the lung cancer and the other diseases too. In the advertisement you had seen that the advertisement of the cigarette smoking, they are normally showing the shape as well as the size or the structure of the lungs of the persons those are smoking. okay, that are totally black, turning black in color. Why so? Because in that sense the lungs are totally affected due to that smoke, and that smoke is totally deposited on their lungs and it is totally damaging that lungs. Air sacs totally damaged, and during that way, in that state, the person are not able to breathe properly, persistent cough is there, and ultimately sometimes it lead to the cancer of the person also, lungs cancer. So by that way, smoking affects the lungs. Why do we yawn? Why we are showing the yawning? According to some scientists, when a person is sleepy or even the tired, the breathing rate slows down and body doesn't get enough oxygen. It sends a signal to the brain and deep breath in order to take in more air, and yawning helps to taking a deeper breath, thereby inhaling more air. Means during the sleepy state your body is not getting that much oxygen, so you need a deeper breath to recover that oxygen, and during that process what is happening, your lungs are giving signal to your brain and you are showing the yawning process, and by yawning you are taking more oxygen in your body, and that oxygen is again recovering your body structure, body circle, and you are showing the yawning process. Next, overview of the respiratory process. Overview, first is breathing. Okay, in the overview again we are going to discuss that which content we have discussed in this chapter. First is breathing. Now what do you mean by breathing? Exchange of the gases, inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. Inhaling air and exhaling air, taking in oxygen, giving out carbon dioxide, that is the breathing process. Second one is the transport of gases by the blood. Transport of gases by blood. Air sacs are attached with the blood capillaries. They are giving that oxygen that is coming from the inhalation of the air to the blood, and hemoglobin is responsible to transport that oxygen to our cells, and from our cells the carbon dioxide is coming along with the blood again to the air sacs, and from the air sacs with the help of nostrils, means the same pathway they are following, reverse pathway, and with the help of nostrils the carbon dioxide is coming out from our lungs. So that is the transportation of the gases by the blood. So blood is helpful for this whole transportation of the gases. Next one, exchange of gases. As I said that in the lungs oxygen is fuses with the blood, okay, and from the blood it is going to the whole parts, whole cells. In the cells cellular respiration takes place and there carbon dioxide is generating. Again that carbon dioxide with the blood coming back to the lungs, and from the lungs it is coming out. So by that way exchange of gases takes place, and this exchange of gases takes place in the air sacs of the lungs. Next one, cellular respiration. It is also known as the oxidation of the food. Why so? Because breakdown of the food takes place in it, so that's why it is known as the cellular respiration as well as the oxidation of the food. It happens or it takes place with the oxygen content only. Oxygen is mixing with the food that is present and in the cells, and it is responsible to break down that food in the simpler parts, and during that breakdown the carbon dioxide and energy is generating, that is responsible for your whole metabolic activities. So this is all about your this chapter. And the next one, some respiratory diseases are already curtailed from your syllabus due to the COVID-19, so we will not discuss about that. So this was the whole content of your chapter. Hope you understood. Thank you very much.